6 each. Development, commercial and public property was a weakness.
Development.
Public property.
Like parks, or
You had an example?
like village conditions, parks could be improved.
So villages, parks.
So that would be like a public or not, I don't know.
Well, the villages I saw, I mean, what I thought about was like, you know, you have music, which is, a lot of it is rental property, right?
That's the truth.
That's the problem. The mining villages are becoming rental properties, and how can you redevelop them or make them, they have what new neighborhoods people want, walking neighborhoods or, you know, small
These
housing.
could be very unique.
Yeah, it could be,
That's what they're building down in South Fayette.
yeah,
Front porch community was thought,
right.
but it's all run down and.
So is the weakness development because of some of the condition of the existing development? Is that what we're saying?
Well, you have old and new. You have one or two with big, beautiful Ridgewood Heights around it, so it doesn't look.
So you have the mining villages
Yeah.
that are contrasting with the new development,
That's right.
Yeah, that's how you would put it.
yeah.
Thank you.
So on that list of development was the ABD property, drilling in residential areas, low retail, village conditions, future developments, and parks and rec. So that was categorized as development.
What was the property you mentioned specifically?
ABD property is a piece of property we're looking, we probably already have agreement in place to secure for a maintenance building.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I
It's
wanted to ask.
an Act Two site,
I
John.
wanted
Okay.
to ask the question on that. If I remember, is that 80 acres?
80 acres.
Is that, how many's contaminated, like 10 or 15? Some guy was telling me he figured maybe 12 acres had contamination. Is that the truth?
Well, there's probably about a third of it's a bounty fowl. So out of the 80 acres, there's probably 60 acres that are usable. There's nothing, the contamination that's there can all be capped.
I mean, could it, since it's not such a big, large parcel, could it never be developed and just be used as a greenway or something?
Well, it couldn't be used, it couldn't be cleared by the DEP for parks.
No, but I'm just saying a
It's-
green space.
Yeah, well, I
So that
think it's got.
nobody could ever build or anything on it? Could it be something? I mean, I'm just thinking because when you have 60 good acres, then you could look at it a different way.
Are you talking more about like clean and green, or are you talking?
I'm just talking about setting something on there that's attractive to look at, but not build anything right on the site, because there's 80 acres.
Well, but the opposite of that is that you could create, you are running out, you don't have any other real land for commercial or light industry.
You can't make a road back in there then?
You could, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say for
Yeah.
development. I mean, I was just trying to say to
It's
not
been-
have anybody put the municipal building or public works on it. It could be there, part of the government, but not utilize space. I mean, just beautified space or something.
Okay.
The other concern with that too is doing nothing, maybe leaves that there for the next 100 years and nobody doing anything with it. So that becomes a real weakness.
Yeah, but if it's 10 or, I mean, if it is 12 acres of, I can remember going up there, you know, where it was, the whole thing wasn't contaminated, it was that one
Well,
square section.
It's actually been substantially cleaned up, and the remaining stuff can be cleaned up on it. It's just a question of, does ABB want to spend the money to do it? That's really what.
I just wanted to ask you if the whole thing was contaminated or just that section.
We're in desperate need of a public works building. We have equipment that's laid out and rusting away. We desperately need a new public works building.
So the ABB property is John, it's a weakness, but it's also an opportunity,
Yes.
definitely.
The second group of 6 was
Well, he doesn't have the whole first group. He's still writing.
He's fast, but not that fast.
Okay, number 2.
perception, is what we categorized it as far as residents and public, internal and external, were those concerns. You give the, what would you
Sure.
summarize that as?
Sure. So I apologize, I'm not sure who wrote this, I'm not trying to call you out, but somebody had written diversity, H2O, and sewage on one card. We just decided diversity was probably its own separate category, so we put that on this. Negative attitudes, that's fairly general. No centralized identity, all separate communities, so kind of the, where in Cecil are you from? The post office, I can't read this.
That's me. We just have, they have 6 villages, we have 4 post offices, but most of us are, like I'm Canonsburg, PA, Patty's McDonald, PA.
Bridgeville still.
Yeah, there's Bridgeville. I mean, in the future, I know that the Postal Service, they have studies that they do. And some people in the Canonsburg, PA are getting their mail like 5:30 at night because with moisture bane and see everybody. So eventually, they're gonna need another hub. And I would like to see if we could put us in there to be a hub so we don't get swallowed up, you know.
Do what Cranberry did.
Well, we'd like to try that, but people don't want that, boy. South Point got mad.
What?
I'll say South Point, PA, because they had to change all their stationery and everything. Oh my God, they were so mad.
What else? Anything under else?
They
under
don't
perception?
want to change from Canonsburg, PA.
Oh, okay. Probably for all the printing material.
Negative was lawsuits and old versus new mentality.
Wait, are these new
They are part of that same group of perception.
lawsuits? And old versus new,
Mentality.
what about the lawsuits is a negative perception?
I believe it is, it just happens a lot in the township.
It's a distraction, or it creates a sense-
Costly distraction.
Yeah.
When lawsuits stem from lack of planning and lack of updated ordinances. That's where they start from.
110%?
And it can also create a perception that the community is doing something wrong, and it's not
Right.
necessarily the case.
And it also takes money away from road maintenance, parks and rec, all that
Right.
kind of stuff that would really benefit the community.
The third category,
Wait, I need to know what old versus new means.
That was mine. There is this, as a new person from Cecil Township, so many times I've been addressed as, as in meetings, I've lived here my whole life, you're new to Cecil, I've been here my whole life. So I get treated as this new person, where I've lived here for 6 years, I'm raising my family here, I'm a resident too. There shouldn't be this, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. A lot of people in these newer neighborhoods feel the same way that I do. A lot of the newer people in Timber Run, or the people up in Windsor Woods, or any of the newer developments feel the same way, that they're treated like new people rather than, just people.
So as a weakness, that would be something that if we do have part of the opportunity side of new development for something like the hundreds, if not thousands of people that'll be working at the Shell plant, if they want to live in this community, we want them to feel welcomed as an opportunity. Unfortunately, I think I've seen that a lot in a lot of communities
Yeah,
throughout
it's true,
Washington
yeah.
County, so it's not like that weakness is Cecil Township alone, but it is something that
As
we
a
can.
newbie, I think I've been very welcomed in this community. I don't think
I'll
I've
tell
had
you,
on our side, maybe on our
I've
side.
had new residents in some of the new subdivisions say about the old Pristine Fields people. They call them the old resident. It shocks me, but the newer
Yeah.
ones coming in, so when do you become old?
Okay, well,
See, that's my
I feel this,
question.
look, it's not, I'm not pretending like
No,
it's,
but I'm
not,
saying
yeah,
that
I'm not
when-
pretending like it's solely a
Separation.
Cecil issue. I mean, I grew up in South Fayette, and I have friends who live there now, and they're considered new South Fayette, whereas I would be considered old South
No,
Van.
but I'm just
And they
saying-
complain about the old South Van people, and I'm like,
But
well,
what
I
I-
grew up with those people,
but
and
what
they're
I-
really nice people, you
But
know?
what I want to tell you, there was a guy from Hughes who lived there 50 years and said he was never accepted. Yeah, I could give you his name. He said there's people over there, they never accepted him. And he
Okay, what's your
said-
number 3?
Yeah,
So,
we're just
when
silly.
he-
We're all-
Management and
we're all
leadership,
people. We're all people.
tied with 6.
Yeah. Good.
Oh,
Go back to
perception
the
was
city.
6, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and management and leadership.
At the local government level, is that what we're talking there? or-
It is, well, examples are poor communication, not transparent leadership, untrustworthy leadership. So this is before I took over, or I got on. Lack of communication on township matters, on modern media, computer, website, not large enough staff, issues impacting community at large,
Not communicated to all parties.
not communicated to all parties. So those were management and leadership.